positive correlation, the points will look like they're going up from left to right, and you can draw a line like that. Just like Slope Dude says, puff, puff, positive, the points will look puff, puff, positive. Negative correlation goes down from left to right. So you could draw a negative line through the points, and then no correlation, you can draw no line through the points. So those are the three types of correlation. Either they're related going up from left to right, going down from left to right, or they're not related at all. I don't need you to do this part, but I'll circle it so you can kind of see. This is like a river. They're all moving that direction. And so you can draw what's called a line of best fit, or a trend line, to represent this. And I'm going to make you get rulers here in a second. You are going to make an actual line, and so take your line, and you're going to want about as many points above the line as below the line. So watch me first, please. Watch. Has to go through the data. Does not have to hit any points. If it does, that's great, but that doesn't matter. What matters is you have to have about the same number of points above as below. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 above, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 below. That way it represents that this has a positive correlation. It's going up from left to right. This is my line of best fit. It's the line that represents that it's positive. It goes through the data. So get yourself a line of best fit. You need about 5 points above the line, about 5 points below the line. It needs to be a straight line. Use the ruler that I provided you. Then I need you to write below it that this is a positive correlation because it's going up from left to right. Obvious correlation. If you try to draw a line, don't do this. It's not going to work. It is not clear how you, whoa. What happened? There we go. It is not clear how to draw the line, and so you shouldn't draw one, and you should just say that this is no correlation. Don't draw a line of best fit, because we don't really know what's happening. Edge, and I need a straight line through the points. Notice how my line does not touch any of the data points. It's okay. You need the line to go through the points. To represent, in general, this is how the points are moving. That this is a negative correlation because it's going down from left to right. When I say trend line or line of best fit, I mean the same thing. I mean draw a line through the data that represents points. You can use that to estimate a value. Here are the two types of estimation that you have. Interpolation, inside the data. Extrapolation, outside the data. So within the data points that you have, if you're guessing inside, it's interpolation, outside, extrapolation. Just some vocab for you. I trust that you are capable of graphing this. When you see 0, it means 0 since 2000. So this is 2000. I'm going to graph this point, 2000, 488. Graph it on your grid. This is worth 50. So you need to use your estimation skills to graph the line, the point appropriately. Probably about right there. I'm going to cross it out so I know I did that one. You should not need to look on my screen to graph these 7 points. Use your estimation skills. So now you're graphing 2001. Graph all 7. Make sure you're paying attention to the labels on your graph. When you're done, it should look roughly like mine. If something looks drastically different, then something is wrong. But go ahead and graph all 7. Should look something like that when you're done. This line at 0, your line should start somewhere on the y-axis, probably like here. Yeah, as about, oh, see, that's probably not right. A little lower. Let's go a little bit lower. About as many points above the line as below it. So I have 1, 2, 3 above, 1, 2, 3, 4 below. Notice how it goes exactly with the data as best as possible. I need you to use your ruler to make a line of best fit. It should have an arrow on one end, but not on the other, because it's going to be a ray. When you have all points, go ahead and draw in your line with your ruler. To get the equation of the blue line, you need 2 points on the blue line. So I'm not going to choose these red points because none of those red points are on the line. They're all around the line. So I'm going to choose, just like you would hit like 2 points to hit the corner of a square, that's what we're doing. I'm going to choose this one and this one. If you graphed relatively similar to mine, then the 2 points that you would choose are, that's 1, 500 and 4, 600. So I chose 2 points on the actual line. We're going to write the line a best fit. I'm going to write some steps out to the side. Line of best fit. Okay, to do that, it needs to be in y equals mx plus b. You need the slope, you need the y-intercept. First thing, find the slope from 2 points on the line. They have to be on the line. And then for B, you could plug in and solve like we've been doing, or you can just use the graph. Use the graph to estimate the y-intercept. Those are the 2 things you got to do. Get the slope, get the y-intercept, and then you should be able to write the equation. So you can make a table. I don't care how you find your slope. We've done this a lot. I'm going to make a table. And you're finding your change in y and your change in x. My slope would be 100 over 3. This is a word problem, so you should go ahead and get the decimal. So if someone in their calculator or in their head wants to go ahead and divide that. Connor, what we got? Yep. We'll do 33.3 repeating, and you don't have to put the over 1. Since it's a word problem, we know that that's what it's going to be. So your slope should be 33.3 repeating. Your y-intercept is wherever the line crosses the y-axis, or wherever it starts, which would be this point right here. What do we think? About 470, 475? What do you want to go with? 470 it is. This is the y-intercept. Or B. Wherever it crosses the y-axis, and so B, we're going to say is 470. Estimate. If you put those 2 things together, then you have your equation. Y equals 33.3x. 33.3 repeating, which is what that bar is, by the way, plus 470. That is your equation of the line that you drew. Use your linear model to predict a game's attendance in 2010. When I say linear model, I mean equation. So use the equation that you just wrote to predict. If the year is 2010, then what is our x value? Years since 2000, what is our x value? 10, because it's been 10 years since 2000. So you take this equation, and you're going to plug in 10 for x. Go ahead and evaluate that, which means multiply, add, find the answer. What would the attendance be in 2010? Someone's got a calculator. You can go and do that math for me, please. So 803, this is attendance, 803 people. Did you interpolate or extrapolate? Okay. Interpolate means it was inside the original points. Extrapolate goes outside. Cole, why does it extrapolate?
Because it's 803 people.
Which is above all of the data points we have. Also, 2010. Was 2010 in the table before? No, our data was from 2000 to 2006. 2010 is after that. So this is because you're outside of your original data points. 2010 was way past where we were given. It was outside the original data in the table. Okay.